They're going to install more per day.
More square footage. It's a win-win situation for everybody. Also for the retailer, because, or for even the commercial companies, because they end up selling more floor.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It's a product that helps them to sell more flooring.
I see.
That's what we're going to do in this industry, sell floor.
Now, you had mentioned on the front end, you had thought this was a do-it-yourself product going in, but it doesn't appear to be. What's the drawback in terms of do-it-yourself?
The biggest fear what people have who install a floor is just that they screw it up, that they don't want to have failures, so they still have the licensed installer install the product. If there is a problem, they can call them back, they have to fix it. And yes, it might have opened up a little bit more into the do-it-yourselfer area. The real smart do-it-yourselfer who watch the video, who reads about the product, they will try it, they will do it. But the experience has just learned that it's more the installer's product. It's the installer's friend. That's how we actually call the product. Installer's friend. It's good for their body instead of sitting on the concrete. The knee pads what they have to wear, which are just tying off the blood vessels in the back. Here they don't have to wear it because they sit actually on a rubber pad. So it's healthier for the installer as well. Instead of carrying a 75 pail of adhesive, you carry a roll of 30 pounds underlay.
Well, it seems like it's a lot better to work with than a bucket of adhesives.
I think so too. I'm not an installer, Dave, but when I open a bucket of adhesive or a pail of adhesive, the first thing what happens is, boom, I've got the adhesive here, I've got it there, I've got it everywhere. I'm just not that type of installer guy.
Yeah. Well,
and I think there are many of those.
Yeah.
So you don't hear me say that within 5 years there's no adhesive anymore, there's no wet set anymore. I think there's a place for wet set, there's a place for adhesive. The adhesive manufacturers will develop also new products and make more user-friendly products. There's a market for this as well, and I've had people who have been in the industry for 20, 30 years installing floors who said, I'm not going to try it, I've done it for 20, 30 years my way, it was always okay, they keep doing it that way. I also met a guy who was 72 and has been in the flooring industry forever, and he said to me, Bas, you've got gold in your hand, this is going to be the installation method of the future. So it depends who you talk to. There's always, if you bring a good product, there's a market share for it. And that's what we believe, and that's what we go for.
Well, I would agree with you. I think people are hungry for new ideas now, new technology, new methods, and this certainly is that.
Definitely.
Can you show us how this works? Give us the dog and pony show?
I would love to.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll get you some material, and we're going to just show how it works.
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, what we have is a piece of the InstaLay. I cut it off. All I need is the utility knife. I'm going to do some wood first. What I do is I fold a piece of the material over in an angle. So I expose some of the adhesive and I put one board in place. I don't put pressure on it yet. I take the next board. We do that. Make sure we have tongue and groove configurations and not cut pieces. We take the next piece, put it in place. And this one too, we gotta show it this way. I peel this back from underneath. I put pressure on it. And it's stuck to the underlay. What you do next is take a board, slide it in place. The next one, and we peel the foil from underneath, pressure on it, and the floor is in place.
I see. And if you're doing carpet, you just pull the whole thing off and roll it over it again.
When you do a ceramic tile, for example, you expose the underlayment, the adhesive. You take the tile, you put it down, pressure on it. The next ceramic tile. Normally I would use spacers, of course, but I don't use them because this is just a little demo. Put it down, pressure on it. And to prove you how strong the bond is, I picked this up. Imagine you install the tile and you grout instantly. So you can finish that floor the same day as you install your tile, in and out in one day. I cannot put a percentage of time savings on it, but it must be somewhere in the 50-60% time saving. LVT, expose the material, you put your board in place. Now imagine if this was a wet set and you had your board and it was not right. You have to pick it up. At the bottom there's all the wet set adhesive. You have to throw that board out and take a new one. Here there's no adhesive at all because I didn't put pressure on it. At the moment I put pressure on this board, it's stuck to it. And you go to the next one.
And you said you weren't an installer.
I'm definitely not an installer. I agree. Ceramic tile, carpet tile, goes the same way. You just adhere it to the underlayment and it becomes one. One of the big benefits with the carpet tile is you have the anti-fatigue properties because it's a rubber underlayment. So there's some give and take. It's just this simple. I cannot make it more complicated.
Very good.
It's one of my problems. How do I sell this product? By showing it, seeing is believing.
I'm impressed. Bas, thanks very much.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for taking the time.
Bas van Genderen. The company is InstaFloor. The product is InstaLay. And this is TalkFloor TV.